On a little farm in a little town near Vancouver lives a woman with a very big heart. When she's not working as a nurse, helping people to heal, she's at home comforting animals, from cats and dogs to cows and ducks. No matter how old or sick, if they're in need of love, they get it from Carol Hine. The CBC's Duncan McHugh recently spent a day with her.
When the economy goes to the dogs, pets are sometimes the silent sufferers. This van and its furry cargo drove 12 hours because their northern owners can't afford to keep them. The good news, all have new homes in the south. Except Maggie.
There she is. Hello, Maggie. There's our baby.
Rescued from a puppy mill, Maggie spent her life in a cage, producing babies. Her body is now riddled with cancer. The shelter had no choice but to put her down.
And does she have any medications that she's taking right now?
Until Carol Hine accepted Maggie at her hospice for aging and dying animals. Here, Maggie will enjoy full medical care for the rest of her days.
We're finally starting to recognize that we do have an obligation to provide palliative care for animals that are sick and dying. And palliative care does not mean curing them. What it means is maintaining their quality of life and having them enjoy the life for the time that they have left. And so that's what we focus on here.
It's called Saints, the Senior Animals in Need Today Society. 25 dogs and 50 cats, all elderly, many with serious illnesses. Arthritis, diabetes, leukemia, to name a few.
So come on in.
When did you start this? When did you build it?
About 4 years ago, I purchased the property. It was a grow-up at the time, and the buildings are set up so it was perfect to set up a sanctuary.
Yeah.
Quiet, guys. We're coming.
They know we're coming.
They do. They like visitors. So this is the main dog area.
Carol started rescuing animals when she was a kid. Now she devotes her whole life to them, not to mention her home.
This is your bedroom?
This is my bedroom. And I know it sounds a bit nutty.
Hi.
Come on, guys.
You share your bedroom with all of these guys?
With the little guys, yeah. Okay. They came from homes where they got to sleep with people, and it's part of them still feeling like they're in a home versus being in a shelter.
No small sacrifice because, like 12-year-old Daphne, half the animals here have no control of their bowels.
It's the number one reason why they won't ever find homes, because people don't want to adopt incontinent animals. But the problem is that just because they're incontinent doesn't mean they don't have a really good quality of life and they can't enjoy that life. You just have to learn how to manage it. And if you look at it from human point of view, as humans age, we have incontinence issues also, and we learn to manage those, and there's no reason why we can't learn to manage those with our pets. It's a lot of work to keep it clean, and it's a lot of bleach.
Leaky, crippled, old animals are everywhere.
Sorry, should have warned you about that.
The animals have the run of the house.
They do. It's their home. The whole place has been set up so that it's their home, and then I just kind of fit myself in wherever I happen to fit. But there's only one room in the house that they're not allowed in, and that's my bathroom.
Carol knows it can be agonizing to put down an aging pet, but she says too many get taken to pounds and shelters where unadoptable animals can't stay indefinitely, so they're euthanized.
I have an issue with dogs dying in pounds and shelters, alone and afraid and not knowing where they are. I think that's a terrible way for them to have to go. So whatever we can do to prevent that from happening is what we do. He says, I thought I was done.
What it means is a lot of house calls from the vet.
Just need a little bit of blood.
Yeah, and we know he's not diabetic.
Yeah.
After his owner died, this poodle named Mud bounced from home to home. He developed thyroid problems, bad teeth, and gained 20 pounds.
It's okay, we're almost done.
Carol renamed him Les, and she'll pay thousands to treat him, a financial sacrifice many find hard to swallow.
As a veterinarian, we've got a lot of science now. We've got options for people, but they're sort of still in that mindset that, it would be easier to put them down, which is frustrating, and awareness needs to come that there is value in seniors.
I mean, this is extraordinary. How many animals you have? How do you pay for it all?
That's the hardest thing. I mean, our vet bills are astronomical. We've already spent just about $30,000 in vet bills this year alone. It's a constant struggle. What else? You want
The place runs on donations and a small army of volunteers support Carol because she works full-time as a nurse when she's not at the farm.
Do people ever think you're kooky?
Yeah, everybody probably thinks I'm totally nuts, and there's that proverbial crazy cat woman. Is it a bit nuts? It is crazy what we do here. But the bottom line, somebody has to do it.
Come on, guys. Come on, Cole. Lexi.
And Carol finds it impossible to draw the line at household pets. Meet Ellie.
When she was only 100 pounds, she got dropped off at one of the SPCA shelters. Once she became a pet, she's no longer really a food item. She trusts humans, so it's not really fair to let them trust you and then turn them into a food item.
There's also Percy.
Was bought in an auction for a joke and tied to a tree when he was a calf and was left there without proper food and water. And so we brought him here and bottle fed him, and now he thinks he's a big dog.
There are sheep, a llama, horses saved from slaughter, rescued rabbits, Floyd found starving on his back, unable to flip over after his wings were clipped.
Well, and the thing is, you know, that whole Gandhi thing, you can tell a society by how it treats its animals. You know, we really do not treat our animals very well. And if you don't treat animals well, how are you going to treat people well?
Treating an animal's pain can be complex and frustrating, and Carol does her best to adopt them out. But most die on the farm, each one remembered with a chime and a rock.
We're attached to them and we feel sad because we've lost them and that kind of stuff. But they've had a good life here for however long, whether it's been a month or it's been 2 years. They've had a good life for the time they were here.
Indeed, when walk time comes around, it's hard not to see the joy in this place.
He's probably 15 years old. Al's 14 years old. Jules, 15 years old.
You see, they're old, but they're not dead.
Yeah, and they still play, and they still think that life is fun and everything's exciting.
If you look at our animals who are old and crippled and have cancers and have all kinds of health issues, and they're running around and they're playing. They're not, you know, they're not laying in bed, you know, afraid of their illness or afraid of being sick or afraid of dying. They're living every single day that they possibly can, and that's how I want to spend the rest of my life.
After years of service, it's good to have a stick, some mud, and a friend whose compassion embraces all living creatures.
Good dogs. You're good dogs, aren't you? That was fun.
Duncan McHugh, CBC News, Mission, BC.
We have to take a quick break, but just ahead, this story.